Porsche's GT models have always been legendary, made for the track. Porsche 911 GT1, 911 GT2 and 911 GT3 are many people's favorites on the tracks. The 911 GT2 that you will see in this program is like a GT3 but with a turbo. So it's a two-wheel drive 911 six-speed manual gearbox with a big turbo, and it has a larger front and rear spoiler than the regular 911 GT3 and 911 turbo. The 911 turbo is also four-wheel drive. This GT2 is two-wheel drive. It's a very low and nice go-kart feeling in the 911 GT2 when you drive it. Let's see how it goes against other cars.
Gustav Super Races shows you the world's fastest cars put against each other in adrenaline-filled drag races. Gustav runs a successful YouTube channel with soon over 200 million views and a great reputation within the world of racing. In this show, he will present the best races he's ever organized, with rare supercars from Bugatti, Koenigsegg, Ferrari, and other top brands. These races share a unique look with the raw performance of the world's fastest cars.
Here we raced the Nissan GT-R that had 485 horsepower. It was completely stock. It raced the standard Porsche 911 GT2 of the 997 generation, which have a six-speed manual gearbox.
Standard GT2 mot Nissan GT-R.
We do a re-race with the Nissan GT-R 485 horsepower versus the standard Porsche 911 GT2. The Nissan GT-R has an advantage here with a rolling start from 50 km/h thanks to its double clutch and 0 seconds shift time. The driver in the Porsche 911 GT2 has to shift manually and really fight for these fast shifts. So they race from 50 up to 270. In this race we pitched the top model from Porsche, the 911 GT2 of the 997 generation with a six-speed manual gearbox versus the upgraded version of the Gallardo, the Lamborghini LP560-4. The LP560 has a sequential gearbox and shifts really fast. Not as fast as double clutch, but still much faster than the manual gearbox. The race is from 50 km/h, and the more the speed increases, the more advantage does one of these cars have. Okay, GT2 stock versus LP560. Ja, exakt. Kör vi vänsterfilen.
rader i de hastighetsreglerna. Oj, är det här färskt stenskott eller?
Nej, det vet jag inte. Det är större skillnad när jag sopar. Men det river väl upp, det är lite lös.
Ja, man får köra långt från varandra. Men det är ändå jävligt irriterande.
Yeah, in this race we have the almost legendary tuner in Sweden, Hans Dahlbäck, who's been famous for tuning his really fast Audis and Volkswagen. He had his epic Dahlbäck Golf with like 1,000 horsepower and 1,000 kilos or around that. His personal car is a 911 GT2 which he had tuned at this time slightly, but as every year passes he tunes that GT2 more and more as well. So we match that GT2 with 599 GTB.
Så 599 versus Hans Dahlbäcks GT2. Snabbare Dahlbäcks.
Inte förra gången.
Åh fan.
Han tog han förra gången.
Här känner man accelererade i kapp också. So, Jesper, how did you like the Ferrari 599? It's the first time you drive the 599?
Yeah. It's a beautiful car. It's a beautiful GT wagon. I mean, it's quiet, fast, easy to drive.
Easy to shift?
Yeah, it's an impressive car. I mean, it's really fast and it's very comfortable.
Yes. Yeah, very easy to drive fast with.
Yeah.
So Hans Dahlbäck's 911 GT2 is quite a fast GT2, significantly faster than the stock GT2. In this race he's racing a Lamborghini LP560-4 Gallardo, which has 560 horsepower, and this example is painted in a beautiful balloon white Lamborghini color. And let's see who will come out on top on this race.
Han har ju som sagt 610 hästar inne.
Det är som det ska vara.
Ja, jag menar så mycket sticker inte.
Nej.
This race we have Hans Dahlbäck's 911 GT2 again, racing another LP564 at another airfield and another Gallardo. This time it's a black Gallardo, and it's a race from 50 kilometers per hour.
fick ju skjuta i växeln direkt.
Jaha, det är det.
So let's do a re-race with the black LP564 Gallardo versus the Hans Dahlbeck 911 GT2. I think the result might be the same as the last race. Well, it seems that this particular Lamborghini LP560-4 owner doesn't want to give up, and let's try it a third time. I remember these races, it was really a lot of adrenaline when these races were going on, like maxing it out to well over 300 on the speedometer. A lot of fun. This time we're racing the Porsche 911 GT2 versus the legendary Porsche Carrera GT. Carrera GT is really a real man's car. It's like widow maker and everything above and in between that. It doesn't have any stability control. It has a ceramic clutch, really difficult to modulate. I drove it myself from 0 to 300 kilometers per hour a couple of times on the airfields, and it's a really tricky clutch, but quite easy to drive once you just get in the gears. Anyway, that V10 of the Carrera GT was derived for competing in Le Mans and has a beautiful sound. So we'll put that against the 911 GT2 a couple of times and see how it goes.
Ja, kom där vid 280 typ.
Jag har nog gått bra med fan jag har lagt i 6. Fan jag växlade sista gången.
So a few years ago I received a mail from Russia, and a couple of months later it came down 2 trucks with super exclusive and highly tuned exotics on them to race us. This particular Russian guy had a 911 GT2 that he started out to tune for 2,000 euros. Then a couple of months later he tuned it for 20,000 euros, and a couple of months later he tuned it for over 250,000 euros. So tuning alone is 250,000 euros, car is 200,000 euros. And he converted this GT2 to 4-wheel drive. It's 2-wheel drive standard, but this one is 4-wheel drive because of all of the power, and it has around 1,000 horsepower. It will race a standard Ferrari 458 Italia, and you will just be blown away about the difference in acceleration between these two cars.
GT2 9FF
Vi ska vara till vänster, eller hur?
Ja, Ferrari 458.
Fan vad länge han drar på växlarna. Det är ju helt sjukt det här bilen alltså. Det är ju... 285 kom vi upp med då, men fan är han uppe då? 320.
Det var ungefär så här det kändes när jag låg bakom dig i Carrera GT när jag hade 275 på min rättare och så tryckte du i gasen. Och så jag stod stilla i 275 och du försvann.
Jag tror faktiskt jag minns den jävla regnet.
Ja, det var riktigt roligt. Jag vet att vi turades om att ligga först där.
Och så hade vi sjuårsstripat även Bentley, va?
Ja.
Båda hade så sju upp där.
Ja, precis.
Men jag vet att vi inte så när nu kommer det här plötsligt spets. Tror du det?
So let's match the 9FF Porsche 911 GT2 BT1000 four-wheel drive again versus the Ferrari 458 Italia. One thing to remember is that the Ferrari 458 Italia is really one of the faster sports car there is today. It's faster than the 599 GTB, faster than the Porsche 911 Turbo PDK, and it's really a fast car. And see what this manual shifted 6-speed manual gearbox GT2 does to this 458. It's unbelievable.
Har vi Ferrari 458 mot 92 9FF.
Vad nu?
Nu var det lite tjusigt av honom, men
Ja, men ändå, han hade kvar det och jag får inte skylla på. Jävlar.
So in this race we are pitting the Porsche 911 Turbo with its double clutch gearbox versus a tuned 911 GT2. The 911 GT2 is tuned from a German company called Cargraphic with their stage 3 upgrade, so it has around 700 horsepower and a lot of torque, and it really shows because you can see when between the gears when the GT2 is in gear and it doesn't lose time when shifting, it's really a lot faster than the 911 Turbo PDK. Here we have the familiar red Nissan GTR, but this time this GTR is not stock. The owner tuned it to around 800 horsepower. He got help from an American company called Switzer and bought the Switzer P800 package. So 800 horsepower matched to a double clutch gearbox will be a really hard fight for a manual gearbox GT2 or any kind of manual gearbox tuned car. So it's a little over 700 horsepower in the GT2 versus the double clutch of the Switzer P800.
Gustav Super Races shows you the world's fastest cars put against each other in adrenaline-filled drag races. Gustav runs a successful YouTube channel with soon over 200 million views and a great reputation within the world of racing. In this show, he will present the best races he's ever organized, with rare supercars from Bugatti, Koenigsegg, Ferrari, and other top brands. These races share a unique look with the raw performance of the world's fastest cars.